Hey, so here's a question to look at for yourself is why are you alive? And I know that sounds somewhat philosophical and maybe you don't often think about that, but ponder for the next couple minutes why you're alive. Now, you might think it's pursuit of happiness, it's to find your I don't know, your purpose or something like that, all right, to give as you want to receive or whatever. It might just be to experience, as much, have as many experiences as you can. Maybe it's to be a good person or something. Consider this, that you're here with an opportunity to learn how you can actually give to others as you'd like to receive. And you're here to basically prove to yourself that you're willing to take responsibility, not just for yourself and your family, but for the situation we find ourselves in. Because if we start separating ourselves and thinking, oh, I'm just me, and it's me and my family, my community, but the rest of the world, that's out there, I don't have to do anything about that. That's problematic. And nowadays, we're starting to see the consequence of that. Like even in like where I live in the U.S., it's like we're seeing firsthand the consequence of that, whether it be through supply chain shortages or how people are reacting to the pandemic and all of that. It's like things are compounding, right? The issues of the world are compounding. So I would really suggest look at this is what is your really your highest purpose? Like, why are you here in the grand scheme of things? And maybe it's to show others a different way to live. Maybe it's to ask others questions that get them on a different trajectory in life. Maybe it's to find the highest level of responsibility you can get to. I mean, I would encourage you to actually realize like this is why you're alive, is to find the highest level of responsibility you can get to, and then to take it and to direct your point in reality, in this collective reality we share, to take that point and to direct it to the best outcome. Because right now we have a lot of different parts of our world, such as media companies, banks, just all this stuff, technology, that's all automated, and it's going toward this state of more and more control and more lockdowns and more division between basically the people who have all the money and the people who don't. But maybe it's your point. It is your point to get to the highest level of responsibility you can. And again, maybe it starts with just being a really good father or a really good mother. Maybe it starts with just getting in a relationship and getting married. Maybe it's buying a home. Maybe it's putting on events. Maybe it's getting involved politically. So that's worthy of reflection. Because if you're not going to reflect on it now, well, someday, maybe you're on your deathbed. Who knows? You never know which day you're going to go. But don't let it become too late when you ask yourself that question. Rather, just start directing yourself now. Like, take the responsibility now to understand that, of why you're here. And then take practical steps every day, little bit at a time, to then prove to yourself you know why you're here. So, how's that? So for this video, I would suggest take a couple minutes here. Maybe write it down on a piece of paper. Maybe just ask yourself, look at yourself in the mirror. Why am I alive? Why am I here? And then look at those points that you know you can take responsibility for. Being a better partner, being a better parent, organizing community events, sharing things with people, having tough conversations, taking responsibility for that. And then start doing it. And guess what? More stuff's going to open up. As you take more responsibility, yes, it may be uncomfortable in the moment, but then you get rewarded. Right? I like to call it problem, solution, reward. This whole world is operating on the steps of problem, reaction, solution. Right? Problem, epidemic, right? Pandemic, problem, terrorism, problem, whatever. Reaction, right? Everyone's a fear. Solution, social credit, mandates, all that. Right? So instead of doing that, because that's old school, let's not do that anymore. Let's leave that system behind. Let's do problem, then the solution, and then you get a reward. Because guess what? The more responsibility I've taken on, right now I'm looking at how do I take care of all that, right? How do I handle this dog that's coming in, right? Taking responsibility for that one day at a time. and making the most of it, doing the best thing with it. That, as I do more and more of that, guess what? I get rewarded financially. I get rewarded with fulfillment, with satisfaction. And the best part is, I'm just congruent. I just have integrity, so I don't have to fake it when I show up. I don't have to remember, oh, what did I tell that person? What did I tell that person? I just live. And I make these videos explaining this. And as I do that, and I take responsibility for who I am, and then I take responsibility for what I can do for my community and eventually the world, that is the most enjoyable process I could imagine. It's not always comfortable, sometimes painful, but it's the best thing. So are you here to do the best thing, or are you here to settle for less than the best? Ask yourself that. All right. See you in the next video.